Delano, now on Bounce. July is National Minority Mental Health Awareness Month, and one local organization is on a mission to break the negative stigma surrounding mental health in the minority community. Fonda Bryant is the events coordinator for the National Alliance on Mental Health, or NAMI. Fonda, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me here
Thank
today.
you so much for being here. First, tell us a little bit about NAMI.
Well, NAMI is a National Alliance on Mental Illness, and what they do is they're a national organization. And one of the things that they try to do is help with support, family outreach, anything that has to do with mental health, NAMI does, but they're also broken down into chapters for state, local. We have one here, NAMI Charlotte, here, so they're broken down into different cities and states.
And you and I were talking about this in the commercial break. There is a significant stigma surrounding mental health and illness in the African American and Hispanic communities. Why do you think so many people are still, 2014, afraid to talk about this?
I think because the biggest thing that comes from mental illness is the word crazy. And I think people don't want to be associated with the word crazy. It's such a negative and hurtful thing. And I know within the African American community, they either make fun of it and laugh about it, but it's still not a funny issue, or they treat it as, in our community, especially because we're such a religious community, is you pray on it or the other, don't claim it. And those are things that keep a lot of African Americans at bay for getting help. They just don't want to get help.
And you are so passionate about this in part because you know firsthand how devastating mental illness can be.
Yes, I do. I mean, in 1995, I was diagnosed with depression. Didn't know I had it. I was a pharmacist tech at Carolina's Medical Center. I'm very outgoing, talkative, and every time somebody would come up and ask me what's wrong, I'd start crying. I had no idea what was wrong with me, and thank goodness for the EAP. They sent me to get the help that I needed, and once you know what the problem is, you can deal with it, and I've been dealing with it quite well.
And even though you share your story, you always see sort of that hesitation, that veil in folks' eyes.
Yes, I do. I can stand in a room full of 10 African Americans and say, hey, I was diagnosed with depression. And you'll see, they'll whisper, oh, she's crazy or whatever, and they're kind of standoffish, where if I stood in a room with white people, for the most part, they would embrace me, they would understand, and that's the same kind of thing we got to get towards the African American community, is understanding and awareness.
And you are helping, NAMI is hosting an event to help break this stigma. A little information about it, if we can put it up on the screen. Going to be held July 10th, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. at Carolina's Medical Center, the auditorium right there on Blythe Boulevard. You see the information and the phone number. Again, July 10th, that is a Thursday, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Folks, we got to start this dialogue. We got to start this conversation, because clearly so many of our families are affected by mental health and illness, and the first step, acknowledging it, and then finding out how you can get some help.
Exactly right.
Fonda Bryant, events coordinator for NAMI Charlotte. Appreciate your time and being so transparent.
Thank you for having me.
About how this has affected you.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Delano.
All right.